Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the latest episode of the Bohemians save. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a roundup of how the season's gone so far, and then we're going to be jumping straight into a live com, which is the first one I've done since I've been back. So excited for that. It's also a good game to live com as well. You'll see who we're taking on very shortly. But before we get into that live com, let's take a look at the schedule and do a quick review for you. You see our lead position at the top. We're sat in second at the minute. I'll show you the overall table of that in a minute. But this is how the season's been going for us so far. It started off really well for us. You can see there's a lot of green and a lot of yellow in there. We lost to Ross County in the Iron Brew Cup semi-final. I don't really know what that cup is. There's loads of different random teams in there. Ross County are in there. Stevenage are in there randomly. So I'm not really sure what the criteria is to get into that competition, but it seems they just have a mixture of teams from different countries. So I'm not really sure about that. We then won the President's Cup against Dundalk, who have been our biggest rivals so far on this series. The last two seasons, they've always been the team that have been closely following behind us in second. Beat them 3-0. Went through comfortably in the Leinster Senior Cup 4th round 7-0 against Devoney. Beat the UCD 3-0. Beat Dundalk again 2-0. We lost actually to Dundalk this time last season quite early on. I think it was first game of the season. We lost to Dundalk, 4-0, which wasn't a good start to the season. We ended up obviously going on to win that, but yeah, you can see there's a lot of green here, and then you get down to the last few games, and for the first time in this save, I have lost back-to-back games in the league, I think. I don't remember doing it at any point, but yeah, it's not happened on this save as far as I'm aware, so it's a bit disappointing. But then you can see we bounced back by winning the Senior Cup final against Dundalk, who actually play today in the Premier Division. So yeah, that's already a nice bit of silverware to add to the collection. I think we've won that every season. We've set a new record of, I think it's 12 unbeaten in that record now, so I think we've won it every season we've been here. Champions League Cup draw's been done. We've drawn against Lincoln from Gibraltar. I think Jack did a save on these actually a little while ago, a couple of years ago. So we'll be looking to go through in that. There's also been some movement in the transfer market, as you'll be able to see. Let's go to history. So here we go. We brought in this regen, who I showed you a little while ago, a few episodes ago I think. He's been waiting to come in for about a year or so now, since we signed him. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name because I'll murder it. I can't pronounce the simplest of names, so no chance with that. We'll just call him, what's his first name? Cosmos. We'll just call him Cosmos. Also signed another regen. The majority of these are going to be regens that I'm just looking for to the future. You'll see also in a minute, we've upgraded our youth facilities and also our training facilities. We've been using the money that we got from the Champions League to boost our facilities off the pitch. So that's Paul Majord. He's a Faranese youngster. And then a few actual players we've been bringing in. Just a bit of experience, really. Billy Jones, who's a fullback. He's actually got Premier League experience. He was at West Brom in the Premier League and also Sunderland. Signed him on loan, but he's actually going to be joining us. He's actually just joined us, sorry, on the 3rd now. He's joined us on a permanent deal. The next one was Sean Cummings, who is a fullback. Again, a bit more experience. He's been around the top divisions in England. Most recently, Portsmouth, playing in the Championship in League One. He's on the decline a bit, but we wanted to strengthen the fullback area. I think I notified that or mentioned that in the last episode that I wanted to try and strengthen the fullbacks, and we did that, so that was pleasing. And then another fullback we signed was Ben Purrington, still only 24 years of age, pretty solid signing to be fair, good tackling, good marking, really solid work rate, and also fairly decent physicals as well. The next one was a loan signing from Augsburg, Kuljak, I think it's pronounced. I'm not entirely sure. He's not actually been playing that much, to be fair. He's been coming off the bench. He's got a few goals, a few assists. He's done alright. He's got really good first touch and dribbling for this level, and technically very sound, so he's not too bad to bring off the bench. I think he'll be a good player in the future, but Can't really get into our team at the moment. Alex Baptiste signed on a free transfer. It says we paid money for him, but we just bought out the contract. All of these were free transfers, but we bought out the contract. So I've just been a bit impatient, really, with getting the players in. I wanted them sooner rather than later, and obviously we're in a financial position now where we can do that. Unfortunately, we're not in a financial position that we can start bullying clubs and offering too much wages, but we have been able to offer a bit more in the wages lately, which is good. Ben Close, which is a really good signing. I'm really happy with this one. He's played pretty much every game so far and got an average rating of 7.24 with 3 goals and 2 assists, and he's mainly been playing defensive midfield, so that's not a bad return from him. Fabian Adler, again another regen that we brought in just to see if we can develop him, maybe sell him on for a profit. Stephen Yap. Now this one I'm actually quite excited about. He's looking like a really solid player at 18, especially for this sort of level we're at. You see he's pretty well rounded in terms of his stats, passing wise. I think he's going to be a sort of a playmaker for us with passing like that. But he's got really good stats for us to build on. So we'll see what we can do. Still only 18. Pelly Ruddock and Panzu from Luton. Absolute workhorse. I've seen him play in real life a couple of times. Been really impressed with him. 25 years of age. So we'll see what we can do with him. I think he's going to be a box-to-box midfielder for us. Looks fairly well-rounded. And I wasn't going to sign this guy. It's Danny Hilton. And I know people will be watching. I think Mick signed him for his Sunderland team when he got to the... I think he got him to the Premier League. I wasn't going to sign him. Not because Mick signed him. Obviously, if a player pops up and they're good enough, you're going to sign them. But I wasn't going to sign him because he wasn't on my radar. It popped up on the newsfeed that we were interested in him as a rumour. I looked at him and I was like, wow, yeah, he's pretty decent. So we've only just signed him. He comes in, only 31, pretty good stats. Actually, very well-rounded stats for this level anyway. So he'll be on at some point to make his debut for us. Again, another regen, Greek regen, who's got a bit of potential actually. 17 years of age. I don't want to start pronouncing names because I know I'm going to absolutely butcher it. Georgiadis? Yeah, we'll go with that. He comes in also. And then the last one was Ricky Hansen, a 19-year-old from Braintree, who we poached. And then I think that was... Oh, no, just going on a free transfer. And then Billy Jones was made permanent. Going out, no one of real note. No one's been sold for a fee. It's just mainly loans and frees. So, in terms of finances, it leaves us with 11.1 million in the bank still. Obviously, last year we got to the Champions League group stages, which helped us massively financially. It set us up for the next however many years. So, that's very pleasing. What else do I need to show you? I don't know what else I need to show you. Boardroom. Can you see? We've just... Let me see if I can find it on the inbox. Where's it gone? I just wanted to show you the message about the training and youth improvements. But I can't seem to find it. It might have been a little while ago. If I show you the club overall now, let's have a look. Where are we? Facilities. So our training facilities are below average. They will go up to, I think it's just average. And our youth recruitment is average, which will go up to good, I think. So hopefully we'll be getting a few better regens come through. Talking of youngsters and youth team, I'll show you the youth team at the minute. I think I showed you these guys last time, but just checking in and showing you how they're developing. Joe Burke, who's our biggest prospect coming through at the minute. I think he's been injured for a little while, but he's coming back now. He's been performing really well in the youth team. 4 games, 3 goals and 5 assists, which is pretty decent. Georgios, who I mentioned, has only just come in, but is rated highly, potentially a 5-star player there. Burkic as well. He's been doing well, centre-half. Only 17 still. We've got some good regens coming through. I'm quite happy with them at the minute. But yeah, let's jump into the game for today. And, actually, before I do, league table. Here we go. So, as I showed you, we lost the last 2, which was disappointing. which means Dundalk are currently top by 4 points. So today is actually massive for us, because if we lose, that's giving them a really good advantage. So we need to win to bring it back within, hopefully, a point. I think the most important thing is to avoid defeat and see where we can go from there. I've already picked the team for today. It looks like this. It's Supple in goal, Purrington left back with a central defensive partnership of Baptiste and Cornwall. Right back's going to be Cummings. Defensive midfield is going to be Ben Close with Rogers and Johansson just in front. Johansson's been pretty decent for us this year. Signed him, I think it was last year, halfway through last year. Did really well for us then, and has done well for us again this year. Anton Rogers, partnering him in the midfield with Ewan Stokes, who's, I think I mentioned last episode, he's been moved out to the left-hand side now. He's got 12 assists, 6 goals, which isn't too bad. With Kelly on the wing, he's already got 10 assists this season, with Alfie May up front. At some point, we'll probably take him off and give Hilton a run out. But I can't drop him at the minute. He's in good form. You see he's got 20 goals in 28 appearances this season. So that's the team we're going to go with. Let's jump into this. Let's give some squad numbers out. You can have 25. You can have 17. And Danny Hilton, might as well have number 7. I need to turn my settings down because I've been playing them on the fastest settings. Let's do the team talk here. What are we going to say? I'm convinced we can end their run, and then we'll save it by saying assertively, I have faith in you. Say this to all of them. That normally does the trick, and just like so. Right, let's pause this and go to, where are we going? During highlights. Let's turn that down a bit. And yeah, let's jump into it. So first live com of the series. Let's if they'd have scored then, I would not have been happy. They have got a corner there, and it's claimed by Supple, so not the best start for us, but you always get them highlights at the start of the game. This is a must-win for us today. We really, really need to start piling on the pressure, because them 2 losses in a row have absolutely killed us. We've won it back there as Kelly, through to May. What a strike from Alfie May on the edge of the box. It played through from Kelly, and 8 minutes in, already 1-0 up. What a strike into that far corner. If we can get a bit of a lead here, I'll look to try and introduce some of the new boys, but that's a really good start for us. We've had quite a bit of a gap between games. We had 20 days off, so I gave him a week off at the start. And oh, Stokes! Oh, it's in. He's put it in. He missed the initial one. I think Kelly's got the. Oh, it's Cummings that time in the right back position, pushing on. That is 2-0. That's massive for us. This puts the title race back into contention again, because we were looking like we were slipping. We've won it back again. Stokes, Purrington. Close. Kelly. Can he get a ball in? May. Rebounds. Oh, it's 3. Let's go. This could be game over very early on. Kelly is running rings around their left back. We're absolutely dominating here. Look at that. 59% possession has gone down, but statistically we are all over them. They are missing a few players, actually. They're missing Aidan White, who used to play for Leeds, the left back. And also Patrick Hoban, I think it is, who's their top goal scorer. He's out injured as well, which has gone very much in our favour. And we are going to take this at half-time 2-0. Tell them that I'm happy with it. And to keep it going, and boom, let's go. Really solid first half for us. We're on the attack again here. Cummings, Johansson. It's intercepted. Can we win it back here? Cornwall, well in. Oh, let's give it away. Here we go. See, we like pressing high. But that's the only issue, is that we get left in behind. I'm actually going to drop that line a little bit, just to try and stop that if we can. But yeah, I've been playing this formation and pretty much the same tactics for the last 2 seasons, and it's been working for us. Alfie May is scored. I have no idea what's happened there. I don't know if they tried to clear it. It's just an absolute clusterfuck. I don't really know what's happened. It's a hat-trick for Alfie May. What we're going to do is now we're going to take him off. His work's done for the day. And we're going to bring on Danny Hilton, who's actually suits our system down to a T because his natural position is a pressing forward. So let's try and get him on. That's a great tackle by Rodgers. Alfie May picks up the loose ball. He's not going to score again, is he? Kelly. It's cleared. Cornwall. Rodgers. Stokes. Oh, a save. We are all over these. And there's the first change. I think we're also going to bring on Pelly as well. Or we might call him Pele. Let's bring him on. He's a box-to-box midfielder. So straight swap for Rodgers. And yeah. Let's see how he gets on. Hopefully we get through this with no injuries now. That's the main thing. I'll probably rest Stokes as well at some point. Let's tell them to... let's encourage them. They're doing well. And I think... Let's bring on Rodriguez for Stokes. Give him a rest. And hopefully that should be our day's work done. They've come back into it with shots-wise. They didn't really have much... Oh, what was I just saying? I don't think it's going to impact us too much, to be honest. I'm just going to leave it, and I'm going to say focus play down the right. Because, yeah, I don't think it's going to impact us too much, and it hasn't done. We're going to win this comfortably 4-1, which puts the title race very much back into contention. What a win that is. We will take that. So we go off into Europe now, playing Gibraltar. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go in terms of that. Let's see how long Rodriguez is out for. 5 to 6 weeks. It's not too bad. You see from the squad, if I show you this, we've got a really, really big squad. See they're all unregistered, but you see the size of the squad. I didn't show you Mario, actually, which is the first regen that I actually signed. He's developing really nicely. He's not actually played too much, but he's still developing quite nicely, so I'm happy with how that's going at the minute. Yeah, you can see we've got a lot of strength and depth, which we haven't really had. A few players are showing murmurs that they're not too happy, but I normally approach them and say, look, what's up? And they're like, actually, don't worry, you've took the time to come and see me, so I'm happy now, as they do. But yeah, that is going to be pretty much it. 1 point behind, as you can see. That's a massive win for us to put us back in contention after our recent form, which hasn't been too good. You can see from the league table there. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up. Hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, drop it a like. Leave a comment down below if there's anything you want to see. If I've missed anything out, I do apologise. But yeah, apart from that, I'll speak to you next time. Peace.